If this week you've caught yourself thinking, Mounjaro doesn't feel like it's working anymore, this video is for you. Because when that happens, the first thought most people have is it stopped working. And that thought causes more damage than the week itself. So welcome to my channel. My name is Mounjaro, and I've been taking Mounjaro now on my weight loss journey for just over 7 months, and in that time I have lost approximately 71 pounds. Now I inject a 5mg dose every single week into my belly, and I'm going to carry on doing that until I reach my goal weight, which is approximately 16 stone. So I'm currently about 18 pounds off that, I think. So today we're going to talk about what it feels like when you think Mounjaro's not working. So straight away, when something feels off, we jump straight to blame. We assume the dose is wrong and that we've messed something up, or that this is the beginning of the end. And I get it, because when something was working and then suddenly it feels different and it's no longer working, it really can be scary. But that assumption is actually wrong, and this is what's really happening to me. My routine has been eroded. The small things have changed, not in a massive dramatic way, but I've been less structured, I've been less strict, my meals have started to move around, snacks have started to creep in, and my structure has completely loosened. And you've also got to remember, your appetite doesn't disappear forever. Your body gets used to this medication, and then the food noise and the appetite cues are going to start coming back in waves. And that's exactly where I think I am right now. When you first start taking this medication, your motivation is at an all-time high. But when you get further into your journey, you've got to have a little bit more patience. And one of the best things I've ever heard on this journey is patience is harder than motivation. So you start losing weight, that then motivates you to continue, and you lose more weight. But when you hit the plateaus, you hit the stalls, that's when it becomes a problem. And what we really want and what we really expect is these linear results. But our bodies don't work like that. Now, I've had a week just like this recently. If you watched my video on Sunday, I had an awful week. But it was nothing dramatic. There was no big blow-ups. It was purely because my routine slipped. And that week felt awful. I didn't weigh. I was eating when I wanted to. I was eating what I wanted to do. And I didn't track a single calorie. And that was purely because my routine slipped. And I've got to remind myself, it's not that the Mounjaro's not working, it's because I wasn't supporting the medication properly, like I know I should, like I know I can, and when I do that, I get the results. So what that week taught me was not to panic. It taught me how important routine is for me on my weight loss journey. And do you know where people get themselves in a bit of a pickle? It's when they panic. And I know this because my first reaction was to do exactly these things I'm about to mention now. And that is slashing calories, increasing doses, and telling yourself that you've failed and that you've given up and it's time to come off the medication. But that reaction actually causes far more damage than a slightly off week could. All you need to do, all I need to do, is be more consistent. And if I panic, consistency is going to be straight out the window. So really, one of the messages I want to get out there today in this video is that if this is happening to you, it does not mean it stopped working. It means something small needs tightening. It means you need to check back in with your routines, check back in with your tracking, check back in with all the little things you know work. And it's not something big that needs fixing. And this phase really does happen to everyone. And I know that's a fact because I watch the videos out there and I've seen so many people go through it. But it just means now it's my turn to go through it. And it's also worth remembering the people who succeed aren't the ones who never wobble, and you will have wobbles. I've had wobbles. Everybody's going to have these wobbles, but it's all about not overreacting when you have these wobbles and knowing how you can get yourself back in line and do the things that you know you should be doing. Because I know if I track my calories, if I up my hydration, if I up my protein, if I do all the things that I know I'm supposed to be doing, Mounjaro works. I'm 71 pounds lighter. Of course it works. It's all about doing the things that I know will make me lighter. It's as simple as that. But when your routine's out and things are going wrong, it's so easy just to throw the towel in. Mounjaro does work. And if you think it's not working, it really, really is working. And trust me, if you think it's one of those weeks when you think it's not working, do yourself a little checklist. 1, am I getting enough protein? 2, am I getting enough hydration? And 3, am I tracking my calories? And that's all you need to do. And I can be 100% clear that what this isn't, and it isn't the medication failing, this isn't your cue to rush up the dose, and this isn't your proof to give up on Mounjaro. It boils down to whatever I'm doing, whatever you're doing, and we're doing something wrong. It can't be anything but that, because it works. We know it works. You see the photos of me before I started. You see the photos of me now. It 100% works. But you've got to support that medication. I've got to support that medication. And if I'm not doing the right things, then I'm going to think it's not working. And that's what this video is all about. It does work if you support it. But it's oh so easy to say the Mounjaro's not working anymore, when really it is working. The only thing that's changed is 1, I'm not doing the right things anymore. And 2, when you start taking it, it's so much easier, it's so much more effective. Your body's not used to the medication, but it is working, and it's working well if you follow the rules to taking the medication. And that's what I need to relearn, that's what I need to start doing again, and that's where I need to get myself back on the straight and narrow. So you need to remember now, if your Mounjaro dose feels like it's weaker, it's really not. You're not broken, and this isn't the end of your progress, and it isn't the end of my progress. It's just a reminder that the medication works best when your routine works with it, and I've learned that the hard way in the last few weeks. So all I need to do is take a breath, tighten the basics, don't throw away the whole thing over one rough week, because that's exactly what I was tempted to do. My first thought was, that's it, I'm done with it, I'm not doing any more. I've lost a lot of weight, this'll do me. Let's call it a day, let's save a bit of money, and let's just knock it on the head, we're done. But I don't need to throw it all away over just that one horrible rough week. I really don't, and that's why I'm going to move forward, continue doing what I'm doing, and learn from my little mistakes that I'm making along the way. This is all about community for me. It's all about sharing what I've learned over the last 7 months, getting it out there, so if you're starting your journey, if you're midway through your journey, you can learn from the things that I've been through on this Mounjaro medicated weight loss journey too. I watch videos where people are ahead of me, and I learn from it, and it allows me then to make decisions. Which way am I going to go? What am I going to do? Am I going to increase dose? What am I going to do when I get into maintenance? So this is all about me sharing my knowledge with you. I'm not a medical professional, I never will be a medical professional, and I would never claim to be a medical professional. If this video's helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe. And there are no memberships available should you wish to get early access to my main videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and also a few little behind the scenes extras. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I have videos out every Wednesday and every Saturday, and they're out there for you guys, and it is very much appreciated. If you've got a question for Saturday's Q&A, leave it down below, and I'll answer your question on Saturday to the best of my ability. But thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you all on Saturday for next week's Q&A and weekly update video. Thanks for watching though.